I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I want to speak to people who are currently in a space and time where they're feeling depressed. If you're feeling depressed, I want you to know that it's gonna be alright. There was a time in my life where I got so low, I did a suicide attempt. I tried to get rid of myself. I do realize at that time that I was under a lot of emotional distress. I was always stressed out. And I forgot that I need to always recharge. You see, us as human beings, we have to recharge on the regular. That might mean you have to go outside for a little bit just to get some sunlight, get some fresh air. And that might mean you need to just take some time off. Whether it's work or whether it's school, you have to take your breaks. It has to be an equal share of work, and it has to be an equal share of freedom. When you're trying to achieve something, you have to remember that you still have a spirit to take care of. You have to nurture it, just like you nurture your body. Are you spiritually deficient? When you're spiritually deficient, that's when mental instabilities come in. Mental issues, emotional problems like depression, anger, malice. There's a lot of ways to deal with the anger and the malice and the depression. And and you might be going through a tough time right now. But just remember, you're still human. You still feel things. You're gonna feel. You're gonna be hurting sometimes. That's how you deal with the hurt. You probably have some trauma that you still haven't dealt with. There's ways to deal with your trauma. But you do have to remember that you have to take care of that. You have to take time to heal the trauma. Sometimes you have to go into hermit mode and take care of yourself. Do a lot of self-love, self-care, so that you can build your self-esteem back up, your confidence back up, so that you can feed your spirit the way that it needs to be fed. I know you're hurting right now, but I want you to know that this is just a test. This is just a season. You're not going to be feeling this way forever. I didn't know that when God saved my life after my suicide attempt, that I will be able to come to this point in my life where I feel like I'm supposed to be here and I have a purpose. Before that time, before I knew that I had a purpose, I had struggled with questions of why am I here? Who am I? I felt like my life was pointless. I felt like my life was worthless. I felt worthless inside. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel wanted or desired by my peers or my family members. And plus I was a child at the time. So when I did the suicide attempt, I was hurting. I was hurting. And it's important for you to know that if you have to reach out to somebody and get some support, do that. Sometimes you do need a little support. Somebody that you can lean on, someone that you can just talk to a little bit. But if not, baby, talk to yourself. Talk to God. God is there for you. He hears everything that you say, your prayers. And reason with yourself. He gave you a mind for a reason. He gave you consciousness for a reason. He gave you logic for a reason. Okay? So if there's some things that you need to do, talk to yourself. Get it done. Because sometimes we know the answer to what we need. Sometimes we have the answer. We don't have to go outside to other resources. We don't have to go outside of ourselves. We have the answers. You know when you need to leave something alone, or leave somebody alone, or cut somebody off. You know when. But I just want to speak to you in your spirit, because I know what it feels like to feel like this world is heavy and it's an ugly place, a dark place. And sometimes we don't know what we're here for, the reasons why we're here. You have a purpose, whoever you are. You have a purpose. You are not here by accident. You are filled with light. You are filled with purpose. And you were meant to be this light in this dark place. That's what you're here for, chosen one. You are here to be a light in the dark place. It might mean that you have to stay here until it's your time to go. But please don't make the choice of your own and take yourself from this world. Your beautiful soul is needed. It might not seem like it right now, but you'll see what you're here for. It came to a point in my life where I felt so alone. I felt like I was by myself. Nobody understood me. Nobody understood what I was going through. And those are just thoughts. There's people out here that do know what I'm going through. They know, they can understand me. Because sometimes these people, the people that you think that are not suffering mentally, they are suffering mentally. They just don't say it. There's a lot of people out here that are just walking around on autopilot, but are mentally distraught. They have a lot of trauma that they're not healing. And I find that when you heal your inner child, it takes some time. It's not overnight. But when you take the time to heal it, you'll come to a point in your life where you're comfortable with just being. You'll wake up feeling okay. Because suffering is going to happen. But when you're in a child and you are in tune with each other, you'll be a much happier person. So your mental instabilities right now, that depression, that anger, that trauma that you have, take the time to heal it. No, it won't heal overnight. I remember when I was molested and raped. It took me a long time to forgive the people who did it to me. It took me a long time to forgive myself for putting myself in those situations, because it was partly my fault. But it took me some time to even come to the realization that I had to start taking accountability for the part that I played in certain instances. So that way, it won't happen again. That's the point of healing trauma, healing your inner child. So that when things happen, sorry, my nose is running. So when things happen to you in life that you have no control of, so when things happen to you that you have no control of, you'll be able to deal with it better. These are just levels, babe. You are meant to heal yourself at this point in your life so that you can go to the next level. God got a lot of good things in store for you, but you just got to hold on. I promise you. You're going to meet the people that support you and love you the way that you should. You're going to be able to achieve the dreams that you wouldn't even think you could. I don't care where you came from, what environment you came from. If you came from the bottom of the bottom. I came from the ghetto. I got dreams and hopes that are so big. I got a vision so big that I'm laughed at. Nobody believes in it, especially my family members. Not the way that I do. They don't see the vision that I do. But I see it, and that's all that matters. And it's a reason God put that in you. It's a reason why you're feeling depressed right now. Because you have such a big dream, such big hopes and aspirations, and you feel stuck and trapped, like you can't make it out. You're going to make it. You're going to be all right. Hold yourself together. You take your time. You You cry it out if you got to, but do it. If you got to do something, just do it. Don't feel stuck. It might seem like you stuck. It might seem like you stuck, but you ain't stuck. You're going to be all right. This is just a test. This is just a trial. Remember that. These are just tests and trials so that you can level up. You are on a certain level right now. It took me a long time to get to this point in my life where I'm comfortable with whatever that comes my way. Everything ain't going to go the way that you planned all the time. That ain't life. But when you have a stable mind, a stable spirit, it don't matter what's thrown at you, babe, you're going to make it. You're going to handle it. You're going to handle business. You're going to handle business every single time. And I don't care what nobody say to you. You can do anything you want to do. So don't feel trapped. Don't feel trapped. There's ways out of how you feel, even if you're depressed or sad. You can find your way out of that and come to a point in your life where you're completely happy, but you have to take that time. You have to go through whatever it is that you're going through right now in order to get there. Life is a journey, okay? You're gonna be all right, my love. Just hold on. Stay strong. God got you. God has you. Your higher self will lead you on the path that you're supposed to be on, sweet pea. Don't feel discouraged because you are a walking testimony. Remember that. You are here for a purpose. Be the light that you are, that you were created to be. Even though you might feel like it's too late. Nobody can help you. You're on your own. You're not on your own. You ain't never been on your own. Stop believing that. Don't believe that at all. God got you. Your spirit guides got you. They're there. They'll send you signs. You'll see synchronicities. Especially if you're on a journey of spiritual awakening. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about soon enough. Especially if you're watching this video. Peace and love to you, my love. Be encouraged. Your next level is going to be all worthwhile. I promise you. Turn yourself away from that anger, that low frequency, low vibrational people. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to those bad thoughts. You might have to take some time to do healthier things for yourself, as far as physical things, like exercising, going outside, eating good food, eating God's food, okay? If you do more of that, it'll balance out. I find also when you stop drinking and smoking, that shit used to just fuck me over too. I didn't even know it. When I used to smoke and shit back in the day, I used to smoke weed. I used to drink a lot too. My chakras are not aligned at all. And it's meant to do that. Like drugs, I feel like recreational drugs, all of that is meant to throw you off. It's meant to throw your mind off. Any type of drug really is just meant to throw you off. Throw your body off. And it's because drugs are not really good for the body. It's not good for the body. I don't care what nobody told you. It's cigarettes and all that. Alcohol, that's not good for you. Okay? Because it brings bad spirits and lets you're more prone to hear bad thoughts. And those intrusive thoughts. And you're more prone to listen to the intrusive thoughts and act on the intrusive thoughts. I find that when people are doing some fucked up shit, like messed up stuff, like killing somebody or hurting somebody, they're under the influence. Okay, when people do risky things that they're not supposed to, most of the time they're under the influence. When they are in bad situations, most of the time, I don't want to say most of the time, but sometimes when people are in situations where they're not supposed to be, they're under the influence. Okay, and it's because when you drink or smoke or whatever, any drug, you're opening the portal to bad spirits, and you're giving them the you're giving them you're letting them have the authority. I say giving them you're opening a portal to bad spirits to come into your life and to take over, especially when you're drinking. That's the reason why alcohol means spirit. Okay, alcohol means spirit. Alcohol means spirit. Yeah, alcohol means spirits. But anyway, I love you. God loves you. He ain't never stop loving you. You gonna be all right. Pull through. Be encouraged. This is just a test and a trial. Again, I said, you're an angel. You're heaven sent. And God is gonna take care of everything everything. Just keep praying. Just keep praying. Keep believing. Have faith. It's gonna be all right. And also use your common sense, babes. Okay? And God gonna do the rest. All right? Peace and love to you.